So, got my cup of tea here, decaf, obviously, because I'm not allowed caffeine while I'm on my ADHD meds. Now, some people might say, or might think what I'm about to say is slightly heretical when it comes to tea etiquette, but I like to dunk slightly stale Oreos in my tea. Some people will be aghast about that. Some people will call me crazy or other names for that. But I like when the Oreos go a little bit soft because they absorb a lot of the tea. And some people will take offence to that, and probably rightly so. It's not. It's quite an unusual combination for tea and biscuits. I mean, obviously, chocolate hobnobs are the best for dunking in tea. They're top tier biscuits for dunking in tea or coffee. But I don't know, there's something about slightly stale Oreos that I seem to really like. So please keep the abuse slightly polite. I know some people will pretty much instantly be induced into some sort of catatonic rage at my biscuit choice, which I suppose is fair in a way. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what it is about stale Oreos in tea. It's just a good combination, and there's nothing you can do about it. So no. So February 14th, aka Valentine's Day, aka the third most important holiday in February, behind Pancake Day, aka Shrove Tuesday, aka Mardi Gras, I think the Americans call it, or the French call it, or both. And then my birthday, obviously, being the most important day in February. I think they're both next week, Pancake Day and my birthday. I have to double check. I can never remember. The fact that Pancake Day always changes always confuses me. I can never remember when it is because Easter changes. Because obviously Easter replaced a pagan holiday, as did every other Christian holiday. So I can never remember when Pancake Day is because Easter keeps changing. I'm just Googling it pretty quickly. When is Pancake Day? Tuesday the 4th of March? What? That's late this year. I'm so confused. Pancake Day is supposed to be is usually in February. Well, that's just silly. Shrove Tuesday, also known as Pancake Tuesday or Pancake Day, is the final day of Shrovetide, marking the end of pre-Lent Lent begins the following day with Ash Wednesday. Shrove Tuesday is observed in many Christian countries through participating in confession, the ritual burning of the previous year's Holy Week psalms, finalizing one's Lenten sacrifice, as well as eating pancakes and other sweets. But why? See, this is okay. So this is what I don't understand. Wikipedia, I'm just looking at. This year's date, March the 4th. Next year's date, February 17th. The year after that, 2027, February 9th. So, I just... the tradition of marking the start of Lent has been documented for centuries. Ecclesiastical Institutes from around 1000 AD states, in the week immediately before Lent, everyone shall go to his confessor and confess his deeds, and the confessor shall so shrive him as he then may hear by his deeds what he is to do in the way of penance. By the time of the late Middle Ages, the celebration of Shrovetide lasted until the start of Lent. So yeah, it's basically you use up all your rich food, such as eggs, milk, or dairy products, alcohol, meat, all that stuff. That's why we get pancakes, because it's eggs, milk and flour. To make pancakes. And obviously butter to stop your pancakes sticking to your pan. Germans know it as Fastnachtdienstag or Faschingsdienstag, Karnevalsdienstag or Falschendienstag. I probably butchered that last one. To Violet Tuesday. Interesting. Fastnacht Day in Pennsylvania Dutch country. Yeah, I'm on the border of falling down a bit of a pancake day rabbit hole here. That could be dangerous. I fell down a bit of a mistletoe rabbit hole yesterday while I was out on my walk, because a few of the trees had mistletoe on them, and I couldn't remember if mistletoe was symbiotic or if it was a what's the word for it? What's the word for it? Not virus. Bloody hell! What's it called? I'll have to look it up now. See, this is how my brain works. I get stuck on a thing and then I immediately have to find the answer for it. There we go, mistletoe. Parasite, that's what I was thinking about. That's the word, parasite. Yeah, so it's an obligate hemiparasitic plants. So yes, I went down I spotted mistletoe in some trees where I was walking yesterday around Newbold Common, and my brain immediately sort of half remembered a conversation, and I couldn't remember whether or not it was parasitic or if it was symbiotic. And yeah, so it's sort of half and half. I think the word they use for it on Wikipedia is hemiparasitic. Hemiparasitic. A parasitic plant. A parasitic plant is a plant that derives some or all of its nutritional requirements from another living plant. They make up about 1% of angiosperms and are found in almost every biome. All parasitic plants develop a specialized organ called the haustorium. Anyway, that's a rabbit hole for another day. Parasitic plants, I suspect. But yes, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm on the danger here of going down some weird rabbit holes here. But anyway, well, that's slightly disappointing that Shrove Tuesday's in blooming March. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that. How did we get here? How did we get onto mistletoe from Pancake Day? Oh, I was talking about Valentine's Day being the third most important day in February. Well, I suppose by default this year it's now the second most important day, seeing as there's no Pancake Day. Shake my fist at you, Pancake Day, for changing every blooming year. Yes. Well, anyway, as you can see, I'm having a slow day because I'm still in my pyjamas. Yeah. I was awake at 6 o'clock in the morning for some reason today. For some reason, I have these days periodically when I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes earlier, and I'm just wide awake. And then I sort of have a bit of a crash later on, and I've no idea why. And it doesn't matter how late I go to bed. I'm suddenly awake. I think I went to bed just before 1 o'clock last night, maybe around about midnight. So yeah, I'll probably have to go for a nap at some point. Yeah. I'm still recovering from Tuesday night, to be fair, let alone recovering from being up ridiculously early this morning. I said Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, I should say, considering I didn't get to sleep until about 4 o'clock on Wednesday morning. What day is it? Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. More football tomorrow, I think. We've got Newcastle United at home. So that's another trip to Manchester. I think we're going by bus tomorrow. Yeah, we're going by bus from Birmingham. I think, yeah, at some point in the morning. I think we're going stupidly early from Birmingham, I think, for some reason. Let's just have a look, because I think it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. So at least we'll be back at a reasonably sensible hour. Let's have a look. There's a few 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow. Yeah, so it's 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. I think we're leaving Birmingham at 9 o'clock, I think Dad said, for some reason. The bus is kind of the same as driving in a car or a minibus, really. On a good day, it's 2 to 2.5 hours. Sometimes we get off at. We've done it once before, because the bus stops at Manchester Airport. So we've done it once before. We get off at the airport and catch the train into Manchester Piccadilly train station and catch the tram from there, rather than go all the way into Manchester city centre on the bus and then have to catch a tram or walk all the way. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll be back at a reasonably sensible hour tomorrow. But we shall see. Yeah, hopefully it's a better performance as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. The bus, it's not my favourite mode of transport, to be fair. But trains are so expensive, and so is petrol. So it's kind of which is the shiniest turd, kind of. So yeah, just have to deal with it. Yeah, hopefully it's a good day. I'm gonna do some writing today, this afternoon. Obviously, do my usual walk. Yeah, I need to get dressed in a minute, really. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough rambling for now. I'll see you in a bit.